My name is Robert Chapman, and this is the Clinton Board of Aldermen recap from April the 15th, 2025. We started the meeting off with the mayor issuing a proclamation for May to be recognized as Lupus Awareness Month. We heard from Tataya Jackson, an advocate for lupus awareness and an individual who suffers from the disease herself. She informed us that lupus is very hard to treat, as it can present symptoms of many other diseases, and it affects over 1.5 million Americans. We unanimously approved the proclamation and took a picture with Ms. Jackson and her family. Next, Anna Nutt, the executive director of the Clinton Chamber of Commerce, gave us a rundown of what the chamber has been up to since December. She mentioned that this past year's Christmas parade was also the 50th Christmas parade. It was the largest one to date, having over 150 entries. Teamed up with the parade was the 7th annual Yule Run, sponsored by Continental Tire. It also had the largest number of participants in its 7 years, totaling more than 300 runners of all ages. She highlighted the Clinton Chamber Gala, which was hosted this year on the brick streets downtown. She sang the praises of the new time and lineup of the annual Red Brick Roads Music and Arts Festival. She said these changes set this year's event up to be the most successful one to date, and they're already planning for next year's event. She closed out by shining a light on two leadership efforts championed by the Chamber. First, Leadership Clinton and the Clinton Chamber Youth Leadership Program. Both of these are set up in similar fashion to provide growth opportunities for professionals and for high school students. As a graduating member of the Leadership Clinton class of 2019, I can serve as a witness to those efforts. What I learned from my year with my cohort has paid off dividends to this day. We jumped into the docket approving just over $50,000 to be paid to the Right of Way Technology, a company that is assisting in granting the wastewater expansion project ownership of the right of way properties. In similar fashion, we approved the outright purchase of a right-of-way. It's kind of a tedious project, and this portion did not require a middleman per se, so we took care of that with one simple vote. We voted to table an issue involving some custodial work with our Parks and Recreation Department and approved a payment for a paving project that actually came in very much under budget. That is always a good thing. We also voted to enter into a contract with MuniLink to help render a solution to the automated water billing issues that I'm sure many of you have experienced over the past couple of years. This is a good example of a city recognizing an issue and hearing legitimate complaints from citizens and enacting a solution. Again, it might not always work at the speed of light, but your local government affects you on a daily basis. When it works great. And when it doesn't, we're dedicated to finding solutions. We closed out the night approving 6 hires, 3 with the police department, 1 with the Department of Therapeutic Recreation, and 2 with our Department of Public Works. We're officially within the 45-day mark of the general election, so you may see some election signs going up. If you're interested in having a Robert Chapman for Alderman at Large sign, please reach out and we will make sure that happens. My election committee deputy, now read into that, my 11-year-old son, he is having a blast putting these signs out, so let's keep him busy. Election day for the general election is June the 3rd, and I'd certainly appreciate your support and your vote. Go ahead and put it on your calendar so that you don't forget. Decisions are made by those who show up, and I encourage you to be a decision maker. If you see me out and about, please stop and say hello. Keep taking care of each other. Look out for your neighbor, and as always, I appreciate your time.